Hello, friend. Welcome to Feather Song Crochet. It's Lynn. And today we're going to talk about my market, my fall market that I did. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We will talk about it all. So stay tuned. Good morning, everyone. This is early for me. It's 8 o'clock, and I need to get my rear moving to get to the craft fair. I had to stop and get my cup of joe, but they didn't have my favorite flavor at the gas station. So I'm hoping my day turns around and gets better. See you soon. Okay, we're here. I have to go down a hill and then up a hill before I get to my place. So come with me. So here's my setup, my table. See, there's my chickens. Yeah, some bees that Pump Kitty pie did not sell. Had some hats, had my gnome there, dino, the couple snakes, the purse, and then all my sea creatures are right there. And so I had a pretty good setup. Okay, so it was a beautiful day. There were vendors outside, and luckily I was inside because it was very hot that day. And I had a pretty good setup, as you could see by the video I showed you about my setup, my table setup. So let's just go through what sold. A keychain fruit slice. I think I have a picture of it here. I'm going to put it up here if I do. It's grapefruit. I had a few fruit slices and sold one. And then I sold 2 face scrubbies. They're 100% cotton face scrubbies. Sold 2 of those. Sold 1 turtle. Sold my turtle. So that was fun because I'd had him a while. And then I sold the axolotl, which they always do well. So I had one of him, sold him. And I had 2 bats. So being around Halloween, I figured the bats would sell. And they both did. I had a purple one, and then I had a brown one, a different, no, it was the same pattern. But I sold those 2. And then I sold 3, no, sorry, I took 3 pumpkins. I only sold 1. And it was just a little, like a decorative pumpkin. So I sold 1 of those. And then I had 1 snake. I sold 1 snake. I sold all 3 of my Mabel chickens. If I have them up here, I'll show you the picture. I had a red one, a white one, and a black and white one. And I sold all 3 of those. And I sold 1 leggy frog. I think it was the green one, not sure. And I had a couple rubber ducks, like a little rubber ducky and a mallard. Sold 1 of them. And then I had a loaf cat. I had a couple of them, but I sold 1. And then we have the swinging birdies. They were cute. I think I didn't write down which ones, but I had a bird, I had a seagull, I had a chick, and a hawk. And I don't remember which one sold, but there were 2 of the swinging birdies that sold. And I had a little mini octopus, and so he sold. And then 1 mystery bag. I had 4 of them set out. They were for $10. So I put 2 small items in there for 10, like 2 $6 items in there for $10. Mystery bag, sold 1. And that was it. Excuse me. It was $245. And then minus the booth fee, I cleared $195. So, I mean, I was pretty happy with that considering. Now, here's the bad part. During the fair, I was inside, as I said. I saw a few kids walking around with somebody else's toys, crochet toys that I had not made. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Because she had told me, the lady who runs it had told me there'll be a couple other crochet vendors there. So there was probably close to 100 booths altogether, with only like a dozen being inside and the rest of them outside. And so at the end of the day, I was getting ready to start to pack up, and a couple ladies came by. One was they were both crocheters. One lady sold like maybe, I think she told me like $100 worth of items. And the other woman sold 3 items. So, and then before this, about an hour before this, a family had walked up to me and said, oh, there's at least 7 or 8 other crochet vendors outside. I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, I was not only shocked, I was pretty irritated. So after the day was over, oh, let me say this. In the spring, at the same place, they had no outside vendors, just 2 inside buildings. And I cleared $300 that day. That was back in April, and I have the video about that if you want to watch that one. Um, but I wrote the lady the day after, and I said, I'm pretty disappointed with how things went. And I told her about the lady that sold 3 things the whole day. And I said, well, you had told me there would be a couple of other crochet vendors there when I heard there were at least 7 or 8 others. And and she never emailed me back. So I don't know. I was pretty disappointed. And so that was the story of October 4th. I still enjoyed myself. I saw a lot of people I hadn't seen in a while, because I've been here in town a while. And so I ran into some old friends and some family members and such. So it was a good day. Um, I just wish it could have been a little more profitable. Now, will I go back to the spring one? The Christmas one, I'm not going to go to. I just won't have enough time to make enough product. The spring one, I think I will go to, since last one turned out good, and I'll have some time to make some spring things. So that was my experience. And I used to go to markets like once a month when I sold glass products. I would go about once a month, not in the winter, but in the spring, summer, fall. Well, not in the summer really, because they were usually outdoor ones. Um, and then this year, I've done 2, just one in the spring and one in the fall. Now next year, I'd like to do a couple in the spring and a couple in the fall, if I can find them. Um, I have a friend of mine that's pretty good person to talk to about festivals and vendor markets, because she goes to quite a lot. So that is my story. Hey, the last thing I want to talk about is my giveaway. It's been, I think, as of tomorrow, it's been 1 year since I've been on YouTube. Yay! And I'm going to do a giveaway. I did one a few months ago when I reached 100 subscribers, and this is my 1 year anniversary. So I thought, let's do it. So I have 2 things to give away, 2 hooks. First, this beautiful Furls metal hook. Now it's got some heft to it. I mean, it's not real heavy, but it's heavier than the hooks I'm used to. And I only used it a couple times. I'm like, I really don't care for this. So it's a size H 5.0 millimeter in the rose gold. I believe that's the rose gold. So yeah, so I have this one hook, and you get not just 1 hook, but you get 2 hooks. Now this is not a Furls. I just had an extra box. This one is another one of my favorites. It is Tulip Etimo Red, and it's a tiny one, size 1.8 millimeters. Now I have a whole set of these I got for Christmas, but they're real smooth. They're probably my second favorite next to Clover's, but I will never use one this tiny. I just don't think my hands could take it, and I don't make lacy kind of things or use real thin fingering weight yarn. So you get this one too. So 2 free hooks, and what you have to do in the comments, first of all, you need to subscribe, because I'm going to announce it next Wednesday on my live Wednesday Whip Knockout. Next Wednesday, the 12th, during the second segment probably. So you need to subscribe so you can comment on the live that you're there. Now you can comment on this video, and what you're going to need to write is Edward Hook Hands somewhere in your comment. See the picture right here. I just thought it was cute. And I know it's after Halloween, but if you comment that below, Edward Hook Hands, somewhere in your comment, you will be registered. And then next Wednesday, you need to pop in at the 2 o'clock live for the Wednesday Whip Knockout, and put down that you're here, And I think if not, you know what? Because a lot of people can't join at that time. When it goes on the replay afterwards, comment on that, and then I'll do the drawing. I'll put out a short the next day and do the drawing, and so you'll know by Thursday, and that way you can email me your address, and these hooks will be on their way to you. Okay, so I think that's all. Okay, thank you again for tuning in. Please like and subscribe below, and enter to win two brand new hooks. Make your Edward hook hands, comment below, subscribe, and then comment again on the Wednesday live, so I know that you're there. Okay, and then we'll do a short on Thursday to pick the winner. Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.